Welcome to Foodtopia 50 Weirdest Foods You Won't Believe. Hey, food adventurers, welcome to the channel. You know me, I've traveled the world, eaten bugs like they were candy, and had my fair share of what the heck is that moments. But trust me, the world of food is a never-ending buffet of surprises. Today we're going deep, deeper than we've ever gone, into the heart of culinary curiosity. We're talking about the weird, the wild, and the downright wacky eats that some cultures call delicacies. We're talking 50 foods so strange, you'll be questioning everything you thought you knew about what's edible. Buckle up because this isn't your grandma's cooking show. This is a passport to the unknown, a roller coaster for your taste buds, a full-on exploration of the bizarre and wonderful world of food. Let's get this culinary carnival started.
Alright folks, let's kick things off with a bang. Picture this. You're in Mexico City, the aroma of street food filling the air. You see a taco stand, but instead of the usual carne asada, you see ant larvae? Yup, you heard that right. Escamoles, often called insect caviar, are the larvae of ants. And let me tell you, they're a prized delicacy in Mexico. These little guys are buttery, nutty, and surprisingly delicious. They're often pan-fried with butter and spices, then piled high on tortillas with guacamole and salsa. Don't knock it till you try it, my friends.
Next stop, Cambodia. We're diving headfirst into the world of edible arachnids with fried tarantulas. Now, I know what you're thinking. Andrew, you want me to eat a spider? Trust me, it's not as crazy as it sounds. These eight-legged critters are a common street food in Cambodia, and they're often seasoned simply with salt and garlic, then deep-fried to crispy perfection. The legs get nice and crunchy, while the body is supposedly creamy and custard-like. It's an explosion of textures and flavors that'll have you saying, "More tarantula, please."
Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading back to Mexico for another round of insect delights. This time, it's all about chapulines, which are toasted grasshoppers that are a common snack and taco filling. These little critters are packed with protein and have a satisfying crunch. They're typically seasoned with lime, garlic, and chili powder, giving them a tangy and spicy kick. You'll find them piled high on tacos, tostadas, and even pizza. Don't be afraid to give them a try. They're like the Mexican version of popcorn.
Chapter 4. Ant eggs, sour, tangy, and straight from the anthill. Okay, adventure eaters, get ready for a taste of Southeast Asia. We're talking about ant eggs specifically, a dish called khao kluk kapi from Thailand. Now, these aren't your average scrambled eggs. Ant eggs are small, delicate, and have a unique sour and tangy flavor that'll wake up your taste buds. In Thailand, they're often stir-fried with vegetables, chilies, and shrimp paste, creating a flavor explosion that's both bizarre and delicious. It's a reminder that the most unexpected ingredients can create some of the most incredible dishes.
Chapter 5. Crickets, from chirping to chippin'. The rise of cricket flour. Hold on, folks, because this next one might just be the future of food. We're talking about crickets, but not the kind you hear chirping at night. We're talking about crickets that are transforming the way we think about protein. These little guys are packed with nutrients and are a much more sustainable source of protein than traditional livestock. That's why you'll find cricket flour popping up in everything from protein bars to pasta to chips. It's a great way to add a boost of nutrition to your diet without sacrificing flavor.
Chapter 6. Bee larvae. A hive of flavor if you dare to try. Get ready for a taste of Japan, folks, because we're about to dive into the world of bee larvae, known as hachinoko. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bee larvae? Are you serious? But trust me on this one. These little guys are considered a delicacy in Japan, and they're often served boiled or roasted. They have a slightly sweet and nutty flavor that's surprisingly addictive. You can find them in rice dishes, as a topping for sushi, or even candied as a sweet treat. It's a unique and adventurous taste of Japanese culture.
Chapter 7. Suriworms, giant flavor. Next stop, the Amazon rainforest. We're going deep into the jungle to try a delicacy that's not for the faint of heart. Suriworms. These giant grubs are found in palm trees and are a staple food for many indigenous communities. They're often skewered and roasted over an open fire, giving them a smoky and slightly chewy texture. Some say they taste like chicken, others say they have a nutty, earthy flavor. One thing's for sure, they're a true taste of the Amazon. Chapter 8. Ants on a log childhood snack or culinary dare. Alright folks, let's take a little break from the truly bizarre and revisit a childhood classic, ants on a log. Now I know what you're thinking, Andrew, everyone's had ants on a log. And you're right, but here's the thing, in some parts of the world, they actually use real ants. That's right, those little black specks on your celery aren't always raisins. It's a crunchy, salty, and slightly tangy twist on a classic snack. Would you be brave enough to try it with real ants?
Chapter 9. Silkworms, from silky threads to savory snacks. Get ready for a taste of Korea, everyone, because we're about to dig into a street food staple, silkworm pupae, or byeondaeji. Now, these little guys might not look like much, but trust me, they're a culinary adventure waiting to happen. They're typically boiled or steamed, which gives them a slightly chewy texture. They have a mild, slightly nutty flavor that some people compare to chestnuts or soybeans. They're a great source of protein and are often sold by street vendors in paper cups.
Chapter 10. Hormigas Colonus big-butted ants bursting with flavor. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading back to South America for a taste of something truly unique. Hormigas colonus, or big-butted ants. These ants are found in Colombia and are prized for their large, egg-filled abdomens. They're typically roasted and salted, which gives them a crunchy texture and a smoky, slightly nutty flavor. They're considered a delicacy and are often given as gifts during special occasions. It's a true taste of Colombian culture that's not for the faint of heart.
Chapter 11. Kasum Mau. Maggot cheese. Anyone? All right, cheese lovers. Get ready for a wild ride because we're about to explore the world of Kasum Mau, a Sardinian sheep cheese that's not for the squeamish. This cheese is deliberately infested with live insect larvae, which break down the cheese's fats, giving it a soft, almost liquid texture. Now, before you turn away in disgust, hear me out. Kasum Mau is considered a delicacy in Sardinia, and some people say it has an incredibly complex and intense flavour. Of course, it's important to note that eating cheese with live maggots comes with some health risks, so proceed with caution. Chapter 12. Hakal, the Viking Challenge. Fermented shark. Get ready to hold your noses, brave eaters, because we're about to dive into the world of Hakal, a traditional Icelandic dish that's known for its pungent aroma. Hakal is made from Greenland shark, which is poisonous to eat unless it's fermented and dried for several months. The result is a strong-smelling, ammonia-rich delicacy that's often described as having a fishy, cheesy, and slightly rotten flavour. It's definitely an acquired taste, but it's a true testament to the ingenuity of Icelandic cuisine.
Chapter 13. Century eggs, preserved eggs with a twist. Prepare yourselves, food adventurers, because we're about to crack open a culinary mystery, century eggs. These eggs, also known as preserved eggs or thousand-year-old eggs, are a Chinese delicacy that have been enjoyed for centuries. They're made by preserving duck, chicken, or quail eggs in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, quicklime, and rice hulls for several weeks or even months. This process transforms the egg, turning the yolk into a dark green creamy substance and the white into a dark brown jelly-like substance. They have a pungent aroma and a complex salty and slightly alkaline flavor.
Chapter 14. Balut, the developing duckling delicacy. All right, adventurous eaters, buckle up because this next one is truly for the daring balut. This Filipino delicacy is a fertilized duck egg that's incubated for a period of time, typically 14 to 21 days, before it's boiled and eaten in the shell. Balut is often sold as street food and is a popular snack in the Philippines. It's eaten by cracking open the shell, sipping the savory broth, and then consuming the developing duck embryo inside. It's a unique and protein-rich food that's not for the faint of heart.
Chapter 15. Surströmming, the Swedish fish you need to hold your breath. 4. Get ready to clear your sinuses, brave eaters, because we're about to dive into the world of surströmming, a Swedish delicacy that's known for its pungent aroma. This fermented Baltic herring is canned after being lightly salted, allowing it to continue fermenting inside the can. The result is a fish that's incredibly pungent, with a strong, sour, and slightly rotten smell. It's typically eaten outdoors, preferably far away from any buildings, and is often served with potatoes, onions, and crisp bread. It's an acquired taste, to say the least, but it's a true testament to the unique flavours of Swedish cuisine.
All right, folks, let's head to the American West for a taste of a dish that's not for the squeamish Rocky Mountain oysters. Now, despite their name, these aren't oysters from the sea, they're actually bull testicles. Rocky Mountain oysters are a popular delicacy in the American West and are often served breaded and deep fried. They have a chewy texture and a slightly gamey flavor that some people compare to veal or chicken. They're often served as an appetizer or snack and are a true taste of cowboy culture.
Get ready for a taste of Japan, folks, because we're about to dive into the world of natto, a traditional Japanese breakfast food that's not for everyone. Natto is made from fermented soybeans that have been inoculated with a specific type of bacteria, which gives it a strong aroma, a sticky, stringy texture, and a unique flavor. It's often served over rice with soy sauce, mustard, and chopped green onions. Natto might not be the most visually appealing food, but it's incredibly healthy and has a surprisingly addictive flavor.
All right, adventurous eaters, get ready for a truly unique culinary experience. Budog, a traditional Mongolian dish that's as impressive as it is delicious. Budog involves cooking a whole animal, typically a goat or marmot, from the inside out. The animal is skinned and gutted, and then hot stones are inserted into the body cavity. The carcass is then sewn shut and placed over a fire, where it's cooked slowly for several hours. The result is incredibly tender and flavorful meat that's infused with the smoky aroma of the fire.
Hold your noses, folks, because we're about to dive into the world of Stinky Tofu, a Chinese delicacy that's known for its pungent aroma. Stinky tofu is made by fermenting tofu in a brine of fermented milk, vegetables, and meat for several days or even weeks. The result is a tofu that has a strong ammonia-like smell that can be overwhelming for some. However, despite its odor, stinky tofu is incredibly delicious. It's often deep-fried and served with a variety of sauces, such as chili sauce, soy sauce, or sweet and sour sauce, and get ready for a taste of Japan. But be warned, this next delicacy is not for the faint of heart fugu or pufferfish. Fugu is a highly prized but potentially lethal delicacy in Japan. The fish contains tetrodotoxin, a powerful neurotoxin that's deadly to humans. Because of this, only highly trained and licensed chefs are allowed to prepare fugu. The chefs must undergo years of rigorous training to learn how to properly remove the toxic parts of the fish. When prepared correctly, fugu is said to have a delicate, slightly sweet flavor.
Hold your noses, folks, because we're about to enter the world of durian, a fruit that's as polarizing as it is delicious. Durian is known for its large size, spiky husk, and incredibly pungent aroma. The smell has been described as a combination of rotten onions, gym socks, and sewage. However, despite its offensive odor, durian is beloved by millions of people in Southeast Asia. It has a creamy, custard-like texture and a sweet, slightly savory flavor that some people find addictive. Jackfruit, the meatless wonder. Get ready for a taste of Southeast Asia, but this time, we're not talking about stinky fruit. We're talking about jackfruit, a large, spiky fruit that's become increasingly popular as a meat substitute. Jackfruit has a neutral flavor and a meaty texture that makes it incredibly versatile. It can be used in everything from tacos to curries to pulled pork sandwiches. It's also a great source of fiber, vitamins, and minerals, making it a healthy and delicious alternative to meat. Prepare your taste buds, folks, because we're about to dive into the world of bitter melon, a vegetable that lives up to its name. Bitter melon is a tropical gourd that's known for its bumpy exterior and its intensely bitter flavor. It's often used in stir-fries, curries, and soups in Southeast Asian cuisine. While its bitterness might be off-putting to some, bitter melon is prized for its health benefits. It's thought to help regulate blood sugar levels, boost the immune system, and even have anti-cancer properties. Sea grapes, caviar of the sea, or just seaweed. Get ready for a taste of the ocean, but we're not talking about fish or shellfish. We're talking about sea grapes, a type of edible seaweed that's popular in many parts of the world. Sea grapes are small, green, and slightly translucent, and they resemble tiny bunches of grapes. They have a salty, slightly briny flavor and a satisfyingly crunchy texture. Sea grapes are often eaten raw as a salad or a side dish, and they're also used in sushi and other Japanese dishes. Sunchokes, the misunderstood root vegetable. Let's dig into the world of sunchokes, a root vegetable that's often overlooked but surprisingly delicious. Sunchokes, also known as Jerusalem artichokes, are knobby brown tubers that resemble ginger root. They have a slightly nutty, sweet flavor and a crunchy texture. Sunchokes can be eaten raw, but they're often roasted, mashed, or pureed. They're also a good source of inulin, a type of fiber that's beneficial for gut health. So, next time you're at the grocery store, don't be afraid to pick up a few sunchokes and give them a try. Black sapote chocolate pudding, or something stranger? Prepare for a taste of the tropics, but this time we're not talking about mangoes or pineapples. We're talking about black sapote, a fruit that's often called the chocolate pudding fruit. Black sapote is a type of persimmon that's native to Central America. It has a dark green skin and a soft brown flesh that resembles chocolate pudding. Despite its name, black sapote doesn't actually taste like chocolate. It has a sweet, slightly musky flavor that's often compared to custard or pumpkin pie filling. Fiddlehead ferns, from forest floor to your plate. Get ready for a taste of spring. But we're not talking about asparagus or strawberries. We're talking about fiddlehead ferns, a delicacy that's only available for a short time each year. Fiddlehead ferns are the young, coiled fronds of certain types of ferns. They have a delicate, slightly grassy flavor and a crunchy texture that's similar to asparagus. Fiddlehead ferns can be eaten raw, but they're often steamed, sautéed, or roasted. They're a good source of vitamins A and C as well as iron and potassium. Let's explore the world of Kiano, a fruit that's as unique in appearance as it is in flavor. Kiano, also known as horned melon or African horned cucumber, is a fruit that's native to Africa. It has a bright orange rind covered in small, spiky horns, and a soft, jelly-like flesh that's filled with edible seeds. Kiano has a refreshing, slightly tart flavor that's often compared to a combination of cucumber, lime, and banana. Prepare for a sensory experience, but this time we're not talking about taste alone. We're talking about culinary lavender, a versatile ingredient that can add a touch of floral elegance to both sweet and savory dishes. Culinary lavender has a sweet floral aroma and a slightly bitter, earthy flavor. It's often used in desserts such as cakes, cookies, and ice cream, but it can also be used in savory dishes such as roasted meats, soups, and salads. Let's dig into the world of salsify, a root vegetable that's often overlooked but surprisingly delicious. Salsify, also known as oyster plant, is a long, thin root vegetable that resembles a brown carrot. It has a delicate, slightly sweet flavor that's often compared to oysters, hence its nickname. Salsify can be eaten raw, but it's often roasted, sautéed, or pureed. It's also a good source of fiber, potassium, and vitamin C. So next time you're looking for a unique and flavorful vegetable to add to your plate, give salsify a try. Buddha's hand, the citrus fruit. That's all zest. Prepare for a citrus experience like no other with Buddha's hand, a fruit that's as visually striking as it is aromatically enticing. Buddha's hand is a type of citron that's known for its unusual shape, which resembles a human hand with long, finger-like segments. Unlike other citrus fruits, Buddha's hand has very little pulp or juice. Instead, it's prized for its fragrant rind, which has a sweet floral aroma and a slightly bitter flavor. Rambutan, the hairy fruit that's surprisingly sweet. Get ready for a taste of Southeast Asia with rambutan, a fruit that's as fun to eat as it is delicious. Rambutan is covered in a bright red, spiky rind that might seem intimidating at first, but don't be fooled by its appearance. Inside the rind is a sweet, juicy, translucent flesh that's similar in taste and texture to lychees. Rambutan is often eaten fresh, but it can also be used in desserts, jams, and jellies. Mangosteen, the queen of fruits. Let's explore the world of mangosteen, a fruit that's often called the queen of fruits. Mangosteen is a tropical fruit that's native to Southeast Asia. It has a hard, dark purple rind and a soft white flesh that's segmented like an orange. Mangosteen has a sweet, tangy, and slightly tart flavor that's often described as a combination of strawberries, peaches, and citrus fruits. It's often eaten fresh, but it can also be used in desserts, juices, and smoothies. Salak, the snake fruit, that's surprisingly sweet. Prepare for a taste of Southeast Asia with salak, a fruit that's also known as snake fruit because of its scaly, reddish-brown rind. Salak is native to Indonesia and other parts of Southeast Asia. It has a crisp, juicy white flesh that's segmented like a garlic bulb. Salak has a sweet, tangy, and slightly astringent flavor that's often compared to a combination of pineapple, apple, and lychee. It's often eaten fresh, but it can also be used in desserts, jams, and jellies. Dragon fruit, the exotic fruit. That's as beautiful as it is delicious. Get ready for a taste of the tropics with dragon fruit, a fruit that's as visually stunning as it is delicious. Dragon fruit, also known as pitaya, is the fruit of a cactus species that's native to Central America. It has a bright pink or yellow rind covered in green scales, and a soft white or red flesh that's studded with tiny, edible black seeds. Dragon fruit has a mild, slightly sweet flavor that's often compared to a combination of kiwi and pear. Horned melon, the spiky fruit, that's surprisingly refreshing. Let's explore the world of horned melon, a fruit that's as unique in appearance as it is in flavor. Horned melon, also known as Kiano or African horned cucumber, is a fruit that's native to Africa. It has a bright orange rind covered in small, spiky horns, and a soft, jelly-like flesh that's filled with edible seeds. Horned melon has a refreshing, slightly tart flavor that's often compared to a combination of cucumber, lime, and banana. Soursop, the tropical fruit that's both sweet and sour. Prepare for a taste of the tropics with soursop, a fruit that's as delicious as it is nutritious. Soursop, also known as graviola or guanabana, is a large, heart-shaped fruit that's native to the Caribbean, Central America, and South America. It has a green, spiky rind and a soft white flesh that's filled with black seeds. Soursop has a sweet, slightly sour flavor that's often compared to a combination of pineapple, strawberry, and citrus fruits. Sapadilla, the sweet and creamy fruit you need to try. Get ready for a taste of the tropics with sapadilla, a fruit that's as sweet and creamy as it is nutritious. Sapadilla, also known as chiku or naseberry, is a round or oval-shaped fruit that's native to Central America. It has a brown, rough skin that resembles a potato, and a soft brown flesh that's incredibly sweet and creamy. Sapadilla has a unique flavor that's often compared to a combination of brown sugar, caramel, and pear. Persimmons, the sweet and tangy fruit that's worth the wait. Let's explore the world of persimmons, a fruit that's often overlooked but surprisingly delicious. Persimmons are round or heart-shaped fruits that come in a variety of colors, including orange, red, brown, and yellow. They have a smooth, glossy skin and a soft, jelly-like flesh that's filled with edible seeds. Persimmons have a sweet, tangy, and slightly astringent flavor that's often compared to a combination of dates, apricots, and brown sugar. Prepare for a taste of Central America with coyote, a vegetable that's as versatile as it is delicious. Chayote, also known as choco or Christophine, is a type of squash that's native to Mexico and Central America. It has a light green, pear-shaped fruit with a wrinkled skin and a single large seed in the center. Chayote has a mild, slightly sweet flavor that's often compared to a combination of cucumber and zucchini.
Get ready for a taste of Scotland with haggis, a traditional dish that's as iconic as it is polarising. Haggis is a savoury pudding that's made with sheep's pluck, heart, liver and lungs, minced with onion, oatmeal, suet, spices and salt, mixed with stock, and traditionally encased in the animal's stomach for cooking. It's often served with mashed potatoes, turnips, known as neeps, and a whiskey sauce. Haggis has a rich, savoury and slightly peppery flavour that's not for everyone, but it's a true taste of Scottish culture. Prepare for a taste of the Arctic with Kivak, a traditional Inuit delicacy that's not for the faint of heart. Kivak is made by stuffing hundreds of small seabirds called auks into a seal skin. The seal skin is then sewn up and sealed with grease to prevent air from entering. The Kivak is then buried underground or in a stone cairn for several months to ferment. The fermentation process gives the Kivak a strong, pungent aroma and a rich, gamey flavour.
Get ready for a taste of Mexico with nopales, a cactus that's surprisingly versatile and delicious. Nopales are the young flat pads of the prickly pear cactus. They have a mild, slightly tart flavor and a crunchy texture that's similar to green beans. Nopales are a good source of fiber, vitamins, and minerals, and they're often used in Mexican cuisine in dishes such as tacos, salads, and stews.
Let's hop into the world of frog legs, a delicacy that's enjoyed in many parts of the world. Frog legs are often compared to chicken wings in terms of their taste and texture. They have a mild, slightly sweet flavor and a tender, slightly chewy texture. Frog legs can be prepared in a variety of ways, including frying, grilling, sautéing, and baking. They're often served with dipping sauces, such as garlic butter, lemon pepper, or sweet chili sauce.